Rush Limbaugh taking no prisoners. In our one-on-one interview, Rush taking on President Obama and the mainstream media.
He's got a slavish media. He can say whatever he wants, and he's not going to be called on it by the media. He can do pretty much everything he wants. I should have added in my previous answer to your question that he couldn't get away with any of this without a slavish media. I mean, the media doesn't question him. It just, in fact, that is on board with his agenda and is trying to help him advance it. The media has aligned with Obama to defeat Republicans, to defeat conservatives, and Obama is all about that. That makes them his best friend and vice versa.
And joining us, Dana Loesch, host of The Dana Show. Nice to see you, Dana.
Nice to be here, Greta. Thanks for having me back.
Dana, is Rush Limbaugh right about this or not? Is the media slavish to the, I think that was the term you used, to President Obama?
Absolutely, he's spot on, and that was a fantastic interview too last night, and I think that also goes into why Rush has been around in the political sphere and in talk radio for as long as he has. He has his finger on the pulse of everything that's going on in politics and the relationship between the Democrats and the media, and it amuses me so much because, Greta, it's kind of like an abusive relationship that this administration has with the media. I mean, just a couple of months ago, the top headlines were how the Department of Justice was seizing the phone records of Associated Press reporters, how they were targeting Fox News employees. A number of different reporters were coming forward. If the Department of Justice and this administration didn't like a particular story, they were targeting these members of the media. And now all of a sudden, you know, we thought for a minute, maybe too hopeful, that this was going to change things, but we're back to the same old game.
Is it that most of the media might align themselves with sort of democratic ideology and principles, or is it President Obama?
I think it's kind of both. I think there's this cult of personality that the president has developed with members of the media. They love having this access. He has these off-the-record meetings with journalists almost every single month, sometimes twice a month.
He regularly colludes. Those, though. I mean, I remember reading about President Bush having them, and even some of my own colleagues I read went to them.
Yeah, but this is a little different, though, because the Daily Caller had a piece out showing how Media Matters, which I don't think anyone would go so far as to call Media Matters a media entity, they would regularly meet with the White House and collude on media narratives. And when anyone would ask, any other press would ask about Fast and Furious, the White House, actually, Department of Justice would actually defer to Media Matters and their pieces on Fast and Furious as their answer, almost like they were their spokespeople. So it goes a little bit beyond that. I mean, I know it's, you know, I know that it's typical for the White House to reach out to members of the press. I mean, they want to make themselves accessible, and I totally get that. But this kind of goes above and beyond. I don't recall Bush ever going after and persecuting journalists, though.
Dana, let me go to another topic. Let's look at, listen to what Rush Limbaugh told us about the GOP, the Tea Party, and a missed opportunity.
Here you have a national uprising in opposition to Barack Obama, and the Republicans acted like they didn't want any part of the Tea Party either. The consultants and the powers that be did everything they could to diminish the Tea Party. If I were the Republican Party, I would have embraced those people. I would have brought them into the fold, and I would have done what I could to keep them as donors, as voters. But the Republican Party had no desire.
Dana, your thoughts? Republican Party not particularly enamored with the Tea Party element of the party?
Unfortunately, what have we been called, wacko birds and hobbits, and I don't even know all of the names that have been lobbed our way, which is really unfortunate because that's the reason that the Republicans have a majority in the House of Representatives to this day, and they're going to need that grassroots energy and those boots on the ground in order to have any sort of victory coming up in midterms. I wish that we could have that unity. We have different ways of going about achieving the same goals, but ultimately the majority of us on the right have the same goals, and it would be great if they could see that strategy and work with the grassroots people, the people who put their money where their mouth is, and actually get out there, roll their sleeves up, and work. That's another abusive relationship.
Do you have a sense that the Tea Party movement is growing, or it's just sort of on hold? Where is it today as we sort of look forward to the 2014 midterms?
I think it kind of evolved. It evolved from people who aren't really regularly active in politics, who maybe have never phone banked in their lives, who've never gone out and protested or gone door to door. We saw a lot of those people doing that. We saw a lot of people running for office. We have a number of individuals who maybe would not have ever had a shot at public office before, who got there because the grassroots movement unified. You want to talk about a big tent? There's your big tent in the grassroots right there. They unified. They got together and they pushed people like Ted Cruz and Rand Paul and Mike Lee McCarthy, all of the folks, by the way, who are shaking it up in the Senate. So I think it's evolved, definitely, and I think possibly has gotten bigger, much to the detriment and the disgust of the left.
Dana, thank you very much. Always nice to see you.
Thanks, Greta.